It's the first of the month. It's time to hit a push day. It's going to be a great day. Let's get this workout in. We got chest, triceps, and shoulders. It's going to be a great day because it's early. It's Friday. And on top of that, the gym is most likely going to be empty as hell, which is an amazing feeling. You guys already know this. An empty gym is an awesome gym. So it is currently 3:35 in the morning. You might be wondering, why are we up so early on a Friday? Well, I really love empty gyms. You guys already know this. Makes the workouts a lot more enjoyable when I know it's just me in there. I feel like I can lock in a lot easier as well. The earlier we get there, especially on a Friday, the better chances we have at going to an empty gym. But with that being said, let's get going. Let's get this workout in, get a good pump. No more dilly-dallying. Somebody had asked me in the comments, and I do read the comments, but somebody had asked if I go to bed after the gym or before, which I thought was pretty interesting. Just to clarify, in order for me to wake up this early and hit the gym around 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, I go to bed roughly around 8 p.m. the night before. Sometimes I get good amounts of sleep, sometimes I don't, just because I've always had that issue though. I've always had issues getting good, adequate sleep. I do go to bed pretty early to make sure I can get up early, you know? I want to make sure I'm prioritizing my sleep as best as I can. I try my best to get at least 7. 7 to 9 hours is good, adequate sleep, especially if you're entering deep sleep. And that's one thing that's very, very important in terms of muscular growth, which leads me to my next topic. A lot of people will ask the question, why am I not growing in the gym? Or they'll ask themselves, why am I not putting on size or muscle? And there's a lot of different variables that come into play in terms of building muscle on a day-to-day basis. And those are things you have to constantly self-reflect on a day-to-day basis and ask yourself, am I prioritizing these things? For instance, sleep is one of them. And you have to ask yourself in a non-disingenuous way, am I actually getting enough sleep? Are you the type of person to doom scroll on TikTok right before bed and prioritize that rather than getting a full 8 hours? If you're getting anywhere less than 7 hours of sleep, you're going to severely hinder your growth and recovery process. Remember, when you're at the gym, you're actually tearing your muscle fibers, and in order for them to grow back stronger, you need to have proper recovery and rest. You cannot get enough rest on less than 7 hours. You might be able to survive a day or two, but at some point, you're going to burn out and crash because the human body is not designed to live on a day-to-day basis of pushing heavy-ass weight and recovering with less than 7 hours of sleep a night. At any given point in time, your body's going to quit on you if you consistently train like that. Your nervous system can only handle so much and can only deal with so much stress. And that's something people tend to forget about when you're training or working out, lifting weights in the gym. You're putting your body under a lot of stress. And it's something you have to be able to recover from. When you're putting your body under that constant stress and that muscle contraction and working out and the muscle fibers tearing and all of that, if you're not prioritizing that rest, it's not going to grow and it's not going to get bigger. It's not going to develop. It's very counterintuitive to train very hard at the gym only for you to minimize the amount of sleep you're getting and not prioritize that. Another factor that comes into play in terms of growing is, are you prioritizing your meals? Are you eating every meal on time? Are you ending your day with enough protein, enough carbs, enough fats to sustain muscular growth and in order to replenish whatever you're destroying in the gym? Reminder, it is 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're not getting enough protein as well, enough carbs, enough fats, you're leaving a lot of potential muscular growth on the table. In order to replenish what you're damaging in the gym and recover properly, you need to make sure you're prioritizing the amount of protein you intake. And that goes the same with carbs and fats as well. So sleep, macronutrient intake are two things that are very important in terms of building muscle and growing in the gym. And these are two things that if you're not prioritizing, that could be one of the potential reasons for your lack of growth. A lot of people tend to lack in terms of getting enough rest, which leads me to my next topic as well, is overtraining. Overtraining is another factor and another variable that can severely hinder your growth because remember, you don't grow in the gym, you grow when you're resting and you're recovering. And if you're constantly overtraining and burning yourself out and not giving yourself room for that recovery, you are going to severely hinder your growth and slow down your progress because you're not giving your body enough ample time to properly recover and grow in between those days of working out. In a simpler way to put it, and to kind of understand the context of it, it's sort of like building or repairing a bridge. And let's say on the instructions or the people that build it or repair it tell you, you cannot put any pressure on this bridge in order for it to properly recover after 2 days of us sealing it and putting this cement, concrete, whatever the case may be. And let's say the instructions or people that are repairing it tell you, wait 2 days before you decide to put any pressure on this so it can properly recover and have enough stability for it to hold any weight. But if you decide to put pressure on it and fuck with it before the 2 days are up, it's probably gonna break and it won't be as strong and it won't hold and it'll probably collapse or demolish within itself. And that's pretty much how it can be with muscular growth as well. You need time for your muscles to repair and recover properly before you decide to put more pressure on it and contract it and basically tear those muscle fibers once again when you re-enter the gym. So those are 3 things you can take into consideration the next time you start thinking to yourself, am I growing? Am I not putting on enough size? I feel like I'm not growing. I feel like I'm not putting any type of muscle on. Ask yourself those 3 things. Am I actively getting enough sleep or rest? Am I getting my macros in on a day-to-day basis? And am I meeting my macros on a day-to-day basis? And am I overtraining? When you ask yourself these questions and you self-reflect, you have to answer truthfully and be honest with yourself. And if you're not prioritizing those things, it's okay. It's an easy fix. However, I digress. We are here bright and early at the gym. The parking lot looks empty, which is awesome. Let's hope that it stays this way. I love an empty gym. It is currently 3:58 a.m. So we're going to head inside, show the sets and all that. You already know this whole spiel. And once we're done, show the pump and the progression afterwards. And yeah, I'll catch y'all afterwards. Alrighty. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. Honestly, the pump wasn't hitting too much. As you can tell in the footage, we were looking a little bit flat, but that's okay. I would rather come to the gym and get a bad workout and put in as much effort as I possibly could than not go at all and just, you know, skip the gym entirely. To be completely frank, it might be due to the fact that we didn't have like a big pre-workout breakfast. I might have to start upping the calories a little bit more in order to boost my performance a little bit better and more optimally in the gym, because I did feel a little bit weaker today, a little bit more flat. Overall, the pump was not as effective and as well as I wanted it to be when performing today. But overall, a pretty decent workout, a solid 8 out of 10 chest day. Not every workout's going to be perfect, and that's okay. We can always try again tomorrow and hope for a better one tomorrow. But either way, we got the workout out of the way, which is the important part. Still making progress regardless. Always coming to the gym no matter what, even on the days when we don't feel like coming, or even on the days when we don't have the best workout. However, we still came to the gym, so that's the most important part. It was a little bit crowded today too, unfortunately, but it is what it is. On the brighter side, we did manage to get our 3 miles in for today, so we're good on our steps. Despite me feeling flat, overall, still satisfied with the workout. And that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to go home, edit this little guy together, get some food in me, shower, change, get ready for work. You know, all that jazz. Tomorrow is back day. No promises or guarantees on a video. We'll see if we'll film one. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Alrighty.